there, it's Jeannie Blaha with Take a Walk with Your Angels and Joyflames.com. Thank you for checking in. Love this question. Could I be actually meeting people during my quantum leaps? Am I actually really helping that person that I feel like I never met this person, but I was there in a quantum leap, I saw their face really clearly, and all of a sudden I could sense, I could feel in my body what's going on in theirs. I set the intention to embrace them with some healing if they wanted it, if they wanted to receive it. Could this be possible? Am I going to meet that person at some point? Have I already met him or her? And I'm just getting reflection back somehow. Absolutely. Without a doubt. Those in the quantum say, that's why this jumping is so heightened as far as what you can do with the whole entire planet as you're jumping. Because every time you're jumping to your desired reality and putting together these pieces and allowing things to get really created and amped up and collecting all that juice, you are also in this new spoke of the center of the wheel going out and jetting out to others who also have that intention. So as you are jumping and you are putting it out there and sending out these vortexes of, it's like one vortex, but a lot of times it's easier for, according to those in the quantum, they're saying it's easier if we think of it as multiple. Humans love that multiple reality thing, don't they? So yes, absolutely. As you are jumping, you could be seeing somebody that you have not met, or you think you haven't met, or that it could be somebody in your current reality who is coming forth and meeting you here in the quantum and asking you for a little assistance for something, or is really wanting to connect with you for some reason. And what I suggest oftentimes to clients, friends, etc., is when you jump back here, do reach out to that person. Do send it. I mean, what does it take to write a text message nowadays? Hey, I was just thinking about you. Got anything going on that you want, that you'd like me to know about? Or is there any way that I can assist you with something? Something was coming to me that you may need a little assistance. It's invaluable that we can connect this way, right? So absolutely, people are more and more opening up to these experiences. It's not so freaky, like, oh my gosh, what's happening to me? Am I having a break of some kind in my psyche? That I'm being able to see and feel and attend to people that I've never met, or maybe I have, they feel very familiar to me out here when I'm jumping, and then I'm going, how could I possibly know this? How could I know where to send them for a particular kind of dis-ease or an illness, or maybe they've got a habit going on, some kind of addicting of some kind, that they're addicted to something, and I have an answer for them. What can I do about that? Okay, here's the fun thing about the quantum. When we jump into the quantum, we don't have resistance. There's no lack, there's no limitation of any kind. So if you have somebody in your life right now who is being challenged with an addiction of some kind, this is a great place to meet up with them. If they meet you, you will feel them. They may buck out, they may say, no way, I don't want to have anything to do with that. I'm fine, I'm great. I got my life all on task, right? So they might not meet you here. You might be like, wow, I don't feel any closeness there. I don't feel any connection at all. Move on. While you're in the quantum, there are plenty of people who are desiring to dump the addictions, dump the stuff that's letting them feel like they don't have any power, that they are powerless to do anything about their life, that they are a victim of their circumstances, their conditions, their community, wherever they live in the world. There are many, many, many people who are wanting to dump this off as they're jumping into the quantum. So if you are saying, this person isn't meeting me here, oh wait, 3 more people just showed up, and they're saying, yeah, I'm open to that information, transfer it, transmit it, allow yourself to be that vehicle, that vessel, because again, you may or may not ever meet the people that you've helped here. You may though. It could be a year and a half from now, you're at a seminar and you're going through the crowd, and all of a sudden you go, oh my gosh, I know I talked to that person in the quantum. And maybe you say nothing. Maybe you are just standing there being receptive, and that person approaches you and says, gosh, you feel super familiar to me. I feel like somehow we connected before now. Energetically. Is that possible? Absolutely. Absolutely. And we're all here doing this. We just don't always know we're doing it. This is another important aspect of that. If you have somebody that you are concerned about, you're mad, maybe you're super enraged about somebody out in the universe, a politician, somebody at work, a boss, a coworker, your mate, whatever it may, there's angst going on. There's just, it feels destructive. It feels not empowered at all on both of your ends. And you're going, what can I do about this? Jump to the quantum and intend that best reality. Because here's what most people do. They get their phones out, they start scrolling. Oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. And guess what? There's this fight that gets involved, this drama that just builds upon itself, what are we doing then? Are we improving anything? Are we really getting to the bottom of everything if all of us are dividing away from each other? We're walking away from each other. We're getting so mad that you're casting friendships aside over people believing differently. Where are we taking the world then? So do not let the stuff that you're seeing of this reality, well, this is the reality, that impact your impact. Because if we continue to just say, screw it, there's nothing we can do about this, we're lost. We're lost as humanity. Guess what? When you watch, I was gonna say angels, that's what they just said, that's funny. You might be watching angels. If you watch animals, you will see, guess what? All different species of animals can come together, and I get asked this question all the time. Do animals, even if it's like an elephant and a horse, can they talk to each other? Absolutely, all the time. In fact, today I was out walking and a bird was talking to a squirrel, and it was evident that they were communicating and explaining to each other where they stood on each thing. And so yes, humans seem to be the only species that thinks that if we don't speak the same language, we can't communicate, or we should be at war with each other, or we should be at odds or not getting behind each other, trying to see through each other's eyes to see where was that person raised. I was raised like this. I get it, why we are maybe having a little bit of stuff going on. Animals find a way to communicate. Their intention is, let's figure this out. Let's get, there's a solution here. What's the solution? And humans tend to run into this big grandiose thing of complaining a lot about each other or judging a lot, and then where do we go from there if we're all getting mad at each other and we're falling apart? Families, friends, communities, entire communities get split up. No, that's unnecessary. We don't have to do that. So as you're jumping, absolutely, you could be helping somebody that maybe in this form you'd say, I can't even talk to that person. I can't get on the same wavelength at all. We don't have the same views at all. We have complete disagreements about this and that and the other thing. Guess what? In the quantum, that's all gone. The resistance, the lack, the limitation of you connecting, gone. That doesn't exist. So you can jump there. It's a great place to do forgiveness stuff as well, because if you have had a day where you felt like you spoke harshly to somebody, you weren't as kind, maybe you gave the gas station attendant, rolled your eyes. Maybe you were at Target and you got huffy and puffy in the line. Guess what? Time doesn't exist in the quantum. So you can jump right back into the past experience of that day and start intending that energy gets dumped off and replaced by kindness, compassion, empathy, understanding, whatever you want to send to the person that you affected, and you did, because we all know when we impacted people in a less than favorable way, less than loving way, less than kind or mindful way. So you jump into the past and say, I'm going to uncreate that energy. Yes, it is possible. Some of you are just shaking your heads thinking this is nuts. No, time is only here on the earth plane. We've created some kind of linear experience of it that we think we can't change the past. Isn't it funny that you think you can change the future, but you can't change the past? How does that mean anything? So jump into the past if you need to. And that's what all this quantum stuff is so fascinating. The more you do it, the more you practice it, the more you're going to see the impact of it. It'll start showing up more vividly all the time. And you're going to say, okay, there's so much more to this experience in our form and out of form that we can even begin to imagine, because guess what? We weren't taught, we weren't shown, we weren't explained. Some of these, this is just a dream, that's just an imaginary friend, whatever the case may be. That was just an aura that you happened to catch. It really wasn't a spirit, or whatever. So don't talk yourself out of your quantum experiences. If you feel a strong sense in your guts that when you're jumping, you have connected with somebody, maybe you don't know, maybe you get a name even, you're like, Gerard? I've never met a Gerard in my life. Doesn't matter. Go with it. Go with it and still send the intention of a loving life for that person, or whatever it is that you hear from. Why is he reaching out to you today? Oh wait, he tuned into the fact that you were super frustrated at work, and he's had the same thing going on for the same reasons. He can't stomach something that somebody's being treated. You can't stomach how somebody's getting treated. So you send the intention of, hey, guess what? I'm also replacing that experience with a different kind of energy, and setting my intention to have that wrapped up with a whole much better picture, and encouraging him to do it as well. Then watch what happens. Because some people it only takes 6 months, sometimes 2 weeks, and they've bumped into the people that they've met in the quantum. So yes, it's all possible. Love you much. This is Jeannie of TakeAWalk.com. Please feel free to share this video. Peace and love.